Cause and Effect Papers, Chapter 13. To begin this lecture, let me point out the spelling of the word effect. It's with an E. Affect, spelled with an A, is the verb, and effect with the E is the noun. You have to affect something to get or to see an effect. Cause and effect is something that you've been dealing with all your life. You learn very on as a child that if you did what your parents wanted you to do, you would likely get a reward. If you did not, the resulting activity was a spanking or some other form of discipline. You learn that if you put your hand on a hot stove, you also got burned. Cause and effect is not new to us. Cause and effect papers still need those same three things that all papers thus far have needed: a thesis, order, and details. They must have cause and effect order, with either all of the causes listed together and then all of the effects, or the effects listed together and then all of the causes. It's important to make sure that you do not confuse cause with process. A process paper tells how. A cause and effect paper tells why, giving the reasons behind the events or actions instead of just the steps themselves. We will get into fallacies much deeper in Chapter 15, but first we need to tackle this one here. The post hoc fallacy is the reasoning that because two things happen closely in time, the first caused the second. This is not necessarily the case. Take, for example, a child who went into the kitchen and pilfered a cookie when he or she knew that cookies were off limits. That evening, the parents inform the family that they are divorcing. The child may incorrectly think that if he or she had not disobeyed and eaten that cookie, that the family would still be intact. Many superstitions are built on this fallacy. Remember the step on a crack, break your mother's back one? Or the breaking a mirror and having 7 years of bad luck? What about the walking under the ladder or the black cat crossing your path? All of these originated from an event that happened directly after the superstition's targeted avoidance behavior that was not likely in truth connected with the bad thing that happened afterwards. One more point to remember about cause and effect papers is that you should never oversimplify the causes or the effects. Almost all effects worth writing about have more than one cause. For example, just because you go to bed early does not mean that you will score well on the test next day. You must also take notes, study, and even take the test. Without more than one of these, the likelihood that that elusive 100 decreases.